What is going on, faithfuls? This is your boy Mike of the Nothing But Niners crew, and today we are back for round 2, the first matchup between Dylan and Stefan. Stefan, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so far so good. It's a bit late, but I've made the time.
Stefan, man, you're a soldier. Let me tell you, man, I feel like we should kind of handicap this. It's 1 a.m. where Stefan is, for those wondering. I mean, it is, I would call it late, but technically it's tomorrow, so it's early, right? Like it's almost as early as it could possibly be.
Yeah, I haven't been to sleep yet, so
there you go.
It's still today.
Is in tow, and my man Dylan. Now listen, Dylan's got some excuses also. He's just getting in the door from work. He rushed in and he forgot everything he studied for trivia. Dylan, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully I didn't forget everything, but we'll see.
All good, man. It's all good. I'm going to try to make this a lot of fun. But before we get to the trivia part, everyone is familiar with you guys. You guys both write for the 49ers Hive. I see the Hive trying to take over. I don't see what you guys do. Infiltrating the system. I see what's going on here. But I want to find out just in general how everyone's doing, man. You guys working, excited for the season? What's going on? Let's go back to Dylan here since we started with Stefan last time.
I mean, I'm definitely excited for the season. I hate this part of the season because there's nothing to write about, nothing to talk about, nothing's happening. So yes. It's a little boring. So I'm ready for it to start coming back again.
I hear that. What about you, Stefan, man? I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you or anxious are you for the season to get here?
About a 12. It's really brutal because where I come from, we have soccer, and there's maybe a month or a month and a half where there's nothing, and there's a break in summer. So I'm really not used to these long off seasons, and particularly June is killing me because there's literally nothing going on. And yeah, we're in July now. Training camp is right around the corner, and I'm excited.
I hear that, man. You guys have to excuse me while I try to get rid of these mosquitoes that are coming to attack me. All right. Not trying to say you guys stink or anything. That is not spray for odors. That is spray for protection. All right. I think I'm ready to go now. All right. Here we go. So we're going to talk about something really quick, and we're not going to like prolong anything, but this is an interesting topic that we really just thought of. But again, to keep the 49er juices flowing in our brains and everything, I want to ask you guys about who do you think is going to shock and surprise as far as output and production this year that most people are probably counting out? So maybe like a favorite that you have that you think is going to make the roster that other people are kind of counting out or something like that. And we're going to start this one off with Stefan when I kick this over to you guys. But I want you guys to think about, you know, again, someone that you not only do you think they're going to make the roster, but they're going to be productive. You know what I mean? You got a lot to look at because we have a new defensive system. We have this Kyle Shanahan offense. Your answer could be anybody, and there could technically be some validity to it. So, Stefan, go ahead and kick this off, man. I can't wait to hear who you have to say.
Yeah, there are a couple of guys come to mind. It's one of our backup quarterbacks and 2 wide receivers, but I'll stick to one, and I'll go ahead and say it's going to be DeAndre Carter. I have no idea why he should make the roster, but I've seen some film, and I think he could be wide receiver number 6. Because that spot is wide open, and yeah, I just go ahead and say he'll make the roster, he'll surprise some people, and yeah, will be the surprise impact player.
So you have him. This is the guy that came over from what was it, New England previously? Is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
So he's going to be what, a return man in the system? I mean, what, like to say that he's going to shock and surprise people, not just to make the roster, but be productive. What do you think his role will be with the team? I know you said receiver 6, just a rotational guy, and every time he's in there, he's going to produce a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be a rotational guy. He's pretty athletic, and I think Shannon, if he can put him in space, he can do some damage, and maybe that's where he's going to shine, and maybe some impact on special teams. I mean, he would be my 6th wide receiver, so he would have to play special teams. And yeah, that's where I see him.
Sorry about that. train coming by. Hope you guys don't mind hearing trains in the background. But yeah, so I completely understand that, man. That'll be a very interesting watch. I'll be honest with you, man. When we first picked him up, and I was like, oh man, I know faithfuls were going to get excited about him just because he had some previous history in New England. And I was like, well, I want to see what he actually brings to the table. So I can't wait for the preseason because this is what excites me more than, I'm not going to say more than the regular season, but based off the last couple of seasons we've had, this preseason is more exciting than me anticipating games for the next Sunday because there's so much talent, at least I think there is, that can do something and surprise and turn heads. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the surprise, for the shock player. So DeAndre Carter is a very interesting one. Dylan, who do you have, man? Who's going to be your guy?
I had a really hard time deciding between two of the guys that I wanted to do. But the big one that I wanted to hit on, and you guys actually talked about it in one of your later trivia contests, was Ray Armstrong. I really like Ray Armstrong. I feel like people don't give him enough credit for what he can bring to a defense because he's a linebacker who's also played a lot of safety in his days. He reminds me of a Jabril Peppers, and he's just got the ability to be a hard-hitting, run-stopping linebacker, but he can definitely cover the pass too. And we didn't get to see much from him in last season because he got injured, I want to say, around week 2 or 3. It was early in there. But he was a really good player. I even got to see him play live whenever they played the Panthers. But I think he'll come out and do a lot better than people are expecting to.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I completely agree with you. I love Ray Armstrong, and I thought I was like one of the only guys, and I was talking to Nick about him, and Nick loves him as well. It's good to see that there are some other people who notice the talent. Now, I was a crazy, insane guy that openly said, yeah, Ray played better than Bowman last year. And the people were like, what? I can't believe blasphemy. Like, you can't say that someone's better than the fan favorite, apparently. But, yeah, I mean, that's honestly how I felt. When I watched, his instincts were on the high level. His reaction time was insane. His speed, it seemed like there was a decent play close to the line of scrimmage. He was the guy that was right there. Didn't matter which side of the field it was on. I absolutely love seeing him. Stefan, what do you think about Ray Armstrong?
Yeah, I think it could go. Wait, I'm getting some feedback. I don't know. Yeah, it's gone. I think it could go both ways. It could either be that he surprise some people and be an impact player and yeah, really take a starting job. Even, but I can also see him being cut because has been no talk about him whatsoever. I mean, he's a bit the forgotten guy among the linebackers, and there were no reports that he looked great or that he looked bad. There was nothing, and basically no interest in a player whatsoever in an NFL offseason is bad news. And he could be a surprise cut. He could be a surprise impact player. I have no read whatsoever. But as you guys said, I was pleasantly surprised by his play last year, and I think he should definitely make the roster.
And again, I agree with everything that you just said, man. You know, one of the things that I look at the offseason, I know that the writers are privy to a practice like once a week, and that's it in the beginning. There's 2 reasons that they write about guys. One is that they're really good. They're like surprisingly good and productive. Or 2, they're just flat out bad. So not hearing about somebody isn't always a bad thing. And Grant Cohn is one of the guys that I know a lot of people hate what we just did with Grant Cohn. And by the way, I love it. I absolutely love it. Cohn is one of those guys that he writes his opinion, he sticks by his opinion, and he's not afraid to talk to you about it. And we could tolerate a lot more people like that instead of someone like Tim Kawakami, who, if you disagree with him, you are immediately blocked and he never wants to hear from you again. It's insane. But Grant's a head-up guy, and I like that. Whether you agree with him or not, or he agrees with you, he'll have an open dialogue with you, and he'll stay respectful. But what Grant does in his articles is that he highlights the good and the bad. He'll talk about, 4 or 5 players that did something very well, or 4 or 5 units that did something well, the receivers or the running backs, and then he'll flip it and give you 4 or 5 that did something really bad. So I really, really like that. And like you said, Stefan, you didn't hear anything about Ray Armstrong, which could be a good thing. You have to remember he's also coming back from an injury. So he might have been limited, but the fact that he didn't make any of those reports, I'm going to take it as a win for someone who was injured. Because if he was injured and he was a little slow or he looked a little behind, I think that writers would have made a point to make a note, someone coming back from injury doesn't look like they're going to make the roster. But instead, it was no news. I'm going to take this one as no news is good news. Dylan, I want to ask you about Stefan's choice in DeAndre Carter. What do you know about him? What do you expect from him? Do you think he's going to make the team?
I've looked at a lot of wide receivers on the list. I haven't looked at him as much as some of the others, but I know that once you get down to about 5 and 6 on that receiver chart, that's where it does start to get a little lower and have that drop off. I think he definitely has a chance at making it, but there is a lot of guys on that chart, on the depth chart right now. So without being able to say I've looked at a lot of his tape like I have some other players, I don't know if he'll make the team. I don't know if he'll be cut, but I think from what I remember seeing of him, if he does make the team, he'll be good for that lower receiver spot.
All right, I think we all can agree with that. So it's going to lead me to my guy, and it is another wide receiver. But I think that we all expect this receiver to make the team. I think the issue is going to be about what he does and what he's going to contribute to the team. So my guy is Marquise Goodwin.
That was my second guy.
I honestly think that he is going to turn a ton of heads. And it's weird. I think that there are some expectations for him this year. Don't get me wrong. But I think that he's going to exceed those expectations exponentially. I think that he's going to burst on the scene. Not only is he going to have a career year, which isn't going to be hard to do given his history, but he's going to thrive in this system. I'm going to try to talk louder than the train in the background. But he's going to thrive in this system. One thing that you kept reading about him all offseason was how he's not just a deep threat, that he's actually running routes. And you hear about his commitment. This isn't just coming from him. This is coming from the writers. This is coming from the coaches. They're saying how, this guy wants to learn everything. And not only does he want to learn it, he's almost like a perfectionist. So, Dylan, I'm going to throw this one back to you since you said that he was going to be your second guy. Give me some thoughts on Marquise Goodwin and what you think he can bring to the table this year.
I mean, I've definitely seen a lot more of his tape than some of the other receivers, but I love his speed. He's got some killer speed, and his playmaking ability is great. I have seen him run some of those routes, and it looks like he's got those pretty down pat too. I can't wait to see him in there. He came from Buffalo, where he wasn't getting as much use as he probably could have, but just watching him fitting into Kyle's offense, I could almost see him playing that Taylor Gabriel type role. So,
yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I think that he's gonna shine. I really think it's gonna be a very, very big year for him, and it's gonna make things a lot easier going down the stretch. I think it's gonna start a little iffy, and I think after 3 weeks or so in the system and in game time, he's going to find his groove. He's going to take off, and I think that's going to help the Niners a lot down the stretch. Those last 5-6 games of the season where teams are actually going to start game planning for him and to try to put a stop to him, open up the rest of the field for the run game, for the likes of Pierre Garçon, maybe DeAndre Smelter if he's here. Stefan, you picked the receiver. I got to hear it, man. What do you think about my pick in Marquise Goodwin?
Yeah, I like the pick. I must admit I haven't seen a lot of tape. I have seen last year the game against the Jets, where he had that deep touchdown against Darrelle Revis, where he burned him and he just obliterated him. I mean, I've seen that tape, and it was just incredible how he separated and how he ran away from the whole defense. But I have yet to look up more game tape on him. Another guy, or my second wide receiver choice, though, would have been Bruce Ellington. And I know, really, basically everyone is ready to run him out of San Francisco, but from every time I've seen him play, I think he just needs that one healthy offseason and training camp and preseason. And if he can stay healthy, he should actually be on the team. I think he's the most talented of the guys that are battling for the last wide receiver job. And yeah, Bruce Ellington would be nice. I'd really like for him to make the team.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I hate Bruce Ellington. And no. Let me change that. Let me change that. I don't hate any of the players on the 49ers. I don't hate anything about him except he hasn't been available and he's got my hopes up every single year. That's what I mean by when I hate him. I've seen this guy's footwork. His feet are incredibly fast. He's got great hands. The potential, the ceiling for Bruce Ellington is so high that I hate that he hasn't shown me anything yet. That's what I hate about Bruce Ellington. And so you and then one of our guys over here, Ali, loves Bruce Ellington. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love Bruce.
You see what I'm saying? No, I'm over it. I'm over it. The best ability is availability. He's never available. Get him out of town, man. I'm ready to move on. But I'll tell you this, man. If Bruce Ellington is healthy, I think that the fan favorite, Trent Taylor, is going to be in a lot of trouble. I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble because they're not going to get rid of Curley. I don't think they're going to get rid of Curley. If Ellington is healthy and he's producing and he looks good, I think Trent Taylor, just a rookie, is going to be the odd man out. Listen, there's only so many people they're going to keep to play the slot. There's only so many they're going to keep.
I don't think Taylor going anywhere.
You don't think Curley's going anywhere, or you don't think Trent's going anywhere?
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's staying there.
Trent?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that Ellington cannot make the team.
If I had to choose between Trent Taylor and Ellington, I'd choose Taylor.
Why? You haven't seen a snap in the NFL yet.
I feel like he has a very high ceiling, and like you said, the best ability is availability, and we may not have seen what he could do yet, but I think what we've seen in college, it's been pretty impressive.
Taylor is like one of 3 wide receivers in the NFL that have played fewer games in the NFL. I'm just saying, man, like I get what you're saying, but in order for Bruce Ellington to make this team, they're gonna have to get rid of either Taylor or Curley. Who's another receiver that they're playing in the slot? I don't even know. Maybe Carter. Maybe Carter's playing in the slot. I don't know. But like, if Ellington's gonna make this team, you got to get rid of somebody. I mean, you tell me, Stefan. What do you think? Ellington makes his team. Who are you getting rid of?
It's tough. I think Curley, what did you sign? A 3-year contract? Yeah, 3 years. That's tough. I mean, it was John Lynch who signed him, so I doubt that he'd get rid of Curley, and I don't think Shanahan would let Lynch cut Trent Taylor. But see, that's the problem for me, because if you really want to put your best team together, and Ellington shows really what he can do and stays healthy, he should definitely be on the team, and there shouldn't be a way where you have to cut him. And this is a big dilemma for them. Should this all play out as we are talking here? But yeah, it's tough. I don't know. Maybe there's even a way to keep all 3 on the roster. Although, Kyle Shanahan would have to game plan a bit creatively.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Let's do this. We're going to deviate one more time. I'm going to throw this one back to Stefan, actually, so be prepared for what I'm about to say. I want you guys to give me 6 wide receivers to make this roster. Now, before you do it, I don't want you thinking about number 1 wide receiver, number 2, and slot guys. Give me the 6 best receivers, and if you want to, you can justify. guy making the team over someone that others might think is more talented or whatever. Because I can tell you right now, and this will be a little cheat, Smelter's the tallest wide receiver on the team. I'm going to have him making mine as far as those 6 go, just because of his height. For no other reason, when we get down to the red zone, we can't just depend on tight ends. So Smelter is going to make my roster. Just giving you guys that little heads up. So go ahead and give it to me, guys. Again, we're going to throw this to Stefan. I would like to hear your 6 wide receivers making this team. Talent, go for it.
Yeah, so Marquise Goodwin is a lock. Jeremy Curley should be a lock. Aldrick Robinson, I don't know what contract they signed him, but I think they brought Shanahan brought him specifically from the Falcons here to San Francisco, so he should make the team too. And then it comes down to my 3 guys from before. So Trent Taylor, I don't think they cut him. He showed too much promise for that. Then what did I say?
So far you have Trent Taylor, you have Marquise Goodwin, you have damn it, who was the other guy you just said?
Aldrick Robinson.
You have Garcon making it.
Yeah, Garcon. Totally forgot about him.
You forgot about Garcon.
Yeah, so Garcon definitely is a lock. He should be the top wide receiver, no questions asked. Then Robinson, Goodwin, Curley, Taylor, and although the size is, I like the size of DeAndre Smelter, but it just sometimes isn't enough if you're just a big guy, and you need to show on the field that you can play, and that's why I'd go Bruce Ellington, barring any injuries.
All right, so you didn't have Carter making it.
No, because Carter is he would be the surprise guy for me. I mean, one injury and Ellington is out. Then DeAndre Smelter, if he doesn't show he can play, I mean, what does his size matter? So it's basically a wild card spot, and barring any injuries, Bruce Ellington should make it.
Sorry about that. I was muted. I agree, man. I fully agree. So I get it. So you're saying he would be the surprise if he were to make the roster, he would produce. I get it. Going back to Carter. All right. I hope you're ready, Dylan.
Yeah, I wrote
for a really long time, and I cannot wait to hear your 6 wide receivers to make this roster, man. Let's give it to us, man. Let's go.
All right. Well, first one's Pierre Garcon. There's no need to explain that one. It's pretty obvious. Marquise Goodwin on there too. I have Jeremy Curley on there. Then I put Trent Taylor and Ellington. And then my last one, it's up in the air between Smelter and Robinson. I like Smelter's height. I feel like Robinson, if I'm not mistaken, he came with Kyle.
Yes, he came from the Falcons.
That's why I like Aldrick Robinson a lot. I don't think Kyle's letting him go. I think Kyle sees something in him. So if I had to, I'd go with Robinson over Smelter.
I like your list. I like your list a lot, man. I cannot lie. People are writing in over here. He's got Curley, Pierre, Goodwin. Who else did he have? Oh, I can't see it. He only wrote those 3. Guys, if you're watching live right now, type it in. There's a live chat going on the right side of your screen. Type in who you think your 6 are. I'm going to give you guys my 6. All right, here we go. I got Pierre Garcon. I have Jeremy Curley. I have Aldrick Robinson. I have Marquise Goodwin. I have Aaron Burbridge. I'm going to go with – I can't give it to Ellington because I don't want him on the team because he's going to get interested. I can't give it to Ellington. My last one is going to be DeAndre Smelter. Those are going to be my 6. Oh, no. You know what? I'll take Smelter off, and I'll put Trent Taylor on.
Okay.
I'll put Trent Taylor on. I'll put Trent Taylor on. Those would be my 6. So that's it, man. That's a tough exercise. You know, I'm glad I'm not the GM of this team because having to do that is rough, man. I mean, it's you know what I mean. And you got to have some of these guys who have to play special teams as well. They can't just be guys who go out and catch the ball, catch passes. You know what I mean? So, 49er Sins has Bourne. Who was Bourne? Like, did we get Jason Bourne?
No,
Kendrick
I don't.
Bourne.
What, Kendrick Bourne?
He's way down on the depth chart.
I haven't even heard. When did we? Was this an undrafted free agent? I don't know. All right, so he's got Bourne, Garcon, Curley, Taylor, Goodwin, and Burbridge. He's Bourne and Burbridge making it. He's got, and now people are going at him, Burbridge over Ellington. Yeah, see, I'm gonna let you guys deal with that. All right, guys. So it's a great conversation, man. Come up with a list. 6 wide receivers. Kendrick Bourne. Yeah. Come up with a list and see what you guys think, man. So let's go ahead and get this trivia. I know Stefan has to get some rest, man. I appreciate you sticking with us so long. Are you guys ready?
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. Now let me ask you guys a question. Can you see the chat? Are you guys looking on the YouTube page, or are you only in the Hangout spot right now?
I'm only in Hangout.
Only in Hangout.
That is great, because let me tell you guys, these little the viewers, they cheat. They type the answers in there. They're quick, man.
Really?
These guys are quick, so I love it.
Maybe
I love it, man. So,
YouTube channel.
signing on YouTube. Don't you worry about it. All right, here we go. Sample question time. Just a minute. I know you guys are vets already. You guys know this and everything, but here we go. How many colors are in the official logo for the San Francisco 49ers? Sample question. Look at how quick that was. All right, Stefan, I'm going to turn it on you first. What you got, bud? 4. Dylan, what you got?
4.
You guys were watching film. You guys were watching film. You remember the white
question.
I know, it's just a simple question. You guys got it. All right, here we go. Here we go. 49er Sins. I want to know how much you know, man. So I see you out there watching, the chosen one. I love that you guys are out here and participating with us. I want to see what you guys know. So here's the first question, all right? Of quarterbacks Joe Montana and Steve Young, who has been inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Wait, can you repeat?
Between quarterbacks Joe Montana and Steve Young, who has been inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
This is just a bleed over from the last one.
That's okay. Did you hear me, Stefan?
Yeah, I hope I got the question right.
It's between Joe Montana and Steve Young, which one made the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready? All right, Dylan, you're up first.
Both.
Dylan has both. Stefan? Both. All right, 1 for 1, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Try to throw you guys a trick question with the wording, and you both just go ahead and said, Mike, get that shit out of here. I like that. Okay. All right. The chosen one and 49er Sins are both correct. All right, here we go. Question 2. Now I'm gonna make this tough. You guys said you were studying. Stefan, good luck, brother. Here we go. What was the first year the 49ers played in a playoff game?
Which league are we talking about?
No. What was the year the 49ers as a franchise played in their first playoff game?
Yeah,
The 49ers played in their first playoff game. All right. Let's start with, oh, Dylan's still writing? All right, Dylan's still writing. Here we go. All right, we're going to start with Stefan first. Sorry, buddy. I know you're young, and I know. Hey, good guess. Good guess. All right. Dylan, what you got?
I remember looking at it earlier, and I knew it was pretty soon after, so I had to go with 1957.
Oh, 1957 is correct. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's why I.
Damn. All right, and let me.
Mike, that's why I asked about in which league, because I know they when they were back in the All-American Football League.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That's why I said 1948.
Oh, I see what you're saying. See, I mean, all right. Tell you what, if it ends up being a tie, no, I can't even say that because it's a tie. That means you got one right that he got wrong. Dylan, what do you want to do, man? You got this one right. This is tough. This is tough. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Would you have said 1957 otherwise, Stefan?
No. I would have guessed in the 50s, but not
probably not.
No, I would have said anything between 1950 and 1959.
Okay. Well, I respect your honesty, and I will keep that in mind. Okay. I promise I'll keep that in mind. All right. Here's the next question. This is what happened when I record outside, man. My wife kicked me out. I am sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, here we go. In the first Super Bowl appearance by the 49ers, who sang the national anthem?
What? How am I supposed to know that?
It's a hard question, bro. It's a hard question. In the first Super Bowl appearance by the 49ers, who sang the national anthem?
National anthem.
All right. You guys just want to pass on this one?
Let's just go ahead and pass.
Right.
Okay. All right. We're going to pass. No one gets this one right. 49er says James Brown. The answer was Diana Ross. Now, Johnny Cash is the chosen one. Let me tell you, 49er since James Brown and Diana Ross had similar hair, I'll give you half credit for that. You get half credit for that. Here we go. This one is going to be a little bit better than that, okay?
Okay.
Which defensive player was the first 49er to intercept 50 passes in their career? You want me to repeat that?
Not only with the 49ers, but overall in their career?
It says, which defensive player was the first 49er to intercept 50 passes in their career?
Yeah.
Not just the 49ers.
It's not Diana Ross.
Not just with the 49ers. All right. Let's start with Dylan. What you got, buddy?
Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott. Stefan, what you got? Oh, my God. You guys are good. You guys are good. Look at you. Round 2 is a success. Hey, the chosen one with Ronnie Lott also. Let's go. You got to step your game up, man. Everybody knew the answer except for you, Stuart. Come on, man. Let's go. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so right now, Dylan, you have what? 2, right?
3 when we play off.
3, and Stefan has 2. All right,
Yes.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Most of the 49ers wins in their first 5 Super Bowls were by dominant scores. They blew most people out. But the closest Super Bowl win by the San Francisco 49ers was only won by a 4-point margin. Their opponent.
Yeah.
What?
Who was their opponent? In their 4-point victory, who did they play against?
Not sure. I've looked that up.
You know it. Come on. Did you write it down? You ready?
Yeah,
Come on, Stefan. Here we go. Stefan's answer. Dylan, who you got?
It's the Bengals.
Oh, my God. You guys are going at it, man. I like this. I like it. By the way, now we've had more correct answers tonight than we've had ever. That is awesome. It is not the Dolphins, the chosen one, but that was close. That was close. All right, here we go. You guys are killing it right now, man. That was 5 questions. I'm going to give you guys one more just because I didn't specify the other thing. So in order for Stefan to have a shot at this, Dylan has to get this one wrong. And Stefan has to get it right in order to go to overtime because Dylan leads by 1. It's the only way that I can think of to be fair for not specifying.
That seems good.
All right. Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to make this one very recent. You ready? The longest win streak for the 49ers in the past 6 seasons, 11. The first year under head coach Jim Harbaugh. How many consecutive wins did the 49ers have in 2011? All right, here we go. Stefan, since the pressure's on you, bud, I got to start with you, man. What you got? Consecutive wins.
8.
8. Dylan, what do you have, man?
7.
Oh, shit. One of you guys are right.
Oh, no.
The correct person. Stefan is the correct person. Now, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I almost feel bad. I almost feel bad. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick in 11 season. Okay?
All right.
Tiebreaker questions are going to come from that season.
Okay.
Okay?
Good thing I didn't look that up.
What team was the first team to start the 8-game win streak for the 49ers that we just spoke of?
What?
What team was the first team to start the 8-game win streak for the 49ers that we just spoke of?
Who we beat first?
Yes.
All right.
The first of those 8 consecutive games. All right. Dylan's got his answer. Here we go. Come on, Dylan. Let's see what you got, buddy.
You know, you remember in my last one, wherever we were trying to get a team, and I went with the divisional opponent answer. Well, I went with the Rams, and the answer was the Cardinals. So I figured go with the last one with the Seahawks.
Okay. He's got the Seahawks. I like it. I like it.
The Jets.
Stefan has the Jets. Okay. The good news is both of you are wrong. The game that we won of the 8-game win streak was the final score was 13-8. It was a very low-scoring game. Field goals decided that game.
Which team?
Okay. What's
Which
that?
team?
It was the Bengals. It was the Bengals.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
All right. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In week 4, played a team.
I didn't hear any.
Can you hear me?
No.
Please repeat.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2011, week 4, the 49ers were losing badly to a team and to a head coach in his first year. After the second half, they rallied, and a strip sack by Justin Smith secured the victory for the 49ers. What team were they playing? Strip sack by Justin Smith on the sidelines secured the win for the 49ers. What team were they playing?
I have no idea.
Oh, this was a big game. This was a momentum-changing game for the season. All right, Stefan, who do you have?
Yeah, for that. I have the Saints because we play them basically every year.
Uh-huh. All right, Dylan, who do you have?
The Eagles.
Dylan is correct.
Ah.
My man perseveres, and he comes out on top. Unfair tiebreaker. Dylan wins the game. Did you guys not remember that game? You remember Justin Smith running down the sideline? I think it was Jeremy Maclin. He punched the ball out, and then I think was it Culliver who recovered it on the sideline? And then the Niners bench erupted. They were already in field goal range, and all they needed to do was kick the field goal to win. The 49ers ended up winning that game 24-23. It was
If you
great.
hadn't said the sack with Justin Smith, I would have never remembered it.
Oh, my goodness.
My first game against the Eagles came in 2014. So I'm sorry.
Man. Listen,
It's a
you
bit before
guys.
my time.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm sorry, man. I tried to keep it kind of current for you. I tried. But you guys were excellent. I'm not going to lie to you. I think you both had a total of 2 questions wrong out of the 5 or 6 that we did. You guys were amazing. Wonderful, wonderful job. Both of you guys deserve to be champions. I'm not lying to you guys. And as you already know, make sure we have your address. We have gifts for you guys for participating. Stefan, if it was anyone else, I swear to you, you would have advanced to the next round. I swear you would have. But Dylan's got something pumping in his veins. It's the 1 o'clock thing, man. It's because it's almost 2 a.m. over there. That's what it is. I know it.
Nah, I had no idea. I mean, I'm a night owl, so these hours are not anything special for me anymore.
I hear you, man. You guys did an excellent job. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We'll let you guys go. You guys have people applauding you, man. I'm not kidding. There are hands up praising Jesus and applauding in the chat section. I'm not kidding, man. This was great, man. All right, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. What was that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Congrats to Dylan again.
It was a ton of fun. Mike was watching of Nothing But Niners, Mike Caulfield, and he was like, yes, Stefan. Like, people were cheering for you guys. This was a great, great battle. This is what the trivia is all about. You guys did a wonderful job. You definitely entertained the fans, and that's all I could ask for. Thank you guys so much, all right? So we're going to sign out like Nick does every week. Above all else, stay faithful. We're out.